So, okay, you guys move out here and you're just like, fuck it, we're going 100% all in. Do you feel like that's what it takes and is necessary to make it in this industry?
Yes.
Yeah. Anyone 100%. I knew that had their foot halfway in the door never amounted to anything, sadly. And these are people that are a lot more talented than us. But just the commitment and the grind, you know, the analogy that our managers always make that they drill into our heads, which is annoying as hell. But it's the idea of like, yo, if you're on the couch, someone is out there working to like take you off.
Someone will always eat your lunch. Right. Someone will always eat your lunch. And there's only 3 ways to succeed, in my opinion. You're either a Nepo baby, and then you're just set. You're like a savant, like you're like fucking Beethoven. You're just like, music like beams into your head, or you just like work your ass off. Those are like the 3 ways that you have maybe success.
And do you think if you had a nicer apartment or something like it was better when you moved here, you wouldn't have worked as hard and you wouldn't have gotten
probably not, which is why honestly our management that we were working with, they were like, yeah, you know, we were happy that like you guys stayed in a shittier apartment and all that, because it just made you guys so hungry and you used that as energy and motivation to work your ass off.
What year was that you guys moved out?
2015.
2015.
Yeah.
Okay, I just graduated high school. That's insane.
Man, crypto would have popped so hard.
Yeah. Oh my God. If only I had just knew a little bit more.
That's funny. Okay, so 2015, Body comes out, what, 2017, 2018?
Yeah, end of 2017.
Yeah, October 2017.
October 2017. And you guys told me that you didn't know at the beginning when it first came that it was like going to be a smash.
Well, bro, how the fuck could we know?
Right.
Yeah.
How releasing songs that would get like 1 million streams, maybe, like if we were lucky, and I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Like,
think about how entitled you'd have to be like, I'm a DJ with no streams, like 10K followers on Instagram, but this song is going to go, you know, number 1 here and this, and you know, all these incredible things are going to happen. You're delusional.
But you must have had a feeling of like hearing the song.
Oh, it's my favorite song we ever made.
Yeah,
I remember like working on in the studio, and I almost felt like I had to puke because it just felt so different from anything that we've been working on. But again, to expect that to translate into something the way it did, inconceivable.
Dude, really quick, I honestly thank you to you guys. So what was it? St. Patty's Day, 2019. We listen to Body as we go to the pregame. I end up at this like sick house, first Hollywood Hills house I've ever been to his party. Body's playing there too. I remember it's banging. And then the girl that I got on 1 date with comes, right? And we drank a little bit, and she goes, let's go to San Diego. And I was like, you're fucking crazy. She's like, my friend will drive. She's not drunk. Then we drive to San Diego, definitely listen to Body on the way there. And now I live with that girl like 3 years later.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Let's go.
That's like the best day of my life.
I don't support the drinking and driving thing.
Me neither.
Like,
I didn't know.
We didn't know. That's awesome. I love that.
Speaking of Hollywood House Party, you guys had a party at that old house you guys lived at. And this was before I met you guys. And Maddie Balto, who, shout out Maddie, you like, I guess knew her. She was like, to me.
Yeah, we know her.
Yeah.
Okay.
Me
One of Taylor's friends.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So me and Josh, who I used to DJ with, we were good friends with Maddie. She's like, yo, you want to come to like Loud Luxury's house? And me and Josh were like, fucking yeah, like what the fuck? So we go to this house, and I'm like, we in the hills, like we're at Loud Luxury's house. And I walk into the studio that you guys had because I had to pee. And Andrew, I didn't meet you that night. I walk in, there's people chilling in the studio. I go in the bathroom for 2 minutes to pee. I walk out, nobody's there. Joe's just chilling there. And he was like, what's up, man? I was like, no, I was peeing. Like, I wasn't doing anything in here. Like, I'll get out. He's like, no, man, you're good. Like, you're friends with Taylor, right? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, cool, man. Nice to meet you. And then I told you that story, and you're like, was I nice or was I a dick? Because it could have gone like 1 of 2 ways. Like,
in this,
you're not wrong, but I'm glad I was very nice to you.
In this pandemic era, because just we had nothing to do and no idea what was happening, you're so stressed. In hindsight, you're like, oh yeah, everything's fine, it's gonna work out. But you're like, man, what if the world goes to shit and we never tour again?
Right.
So we were just partying way too much as a coping mechanism, and it was wild. And I'm glad you got to experience it, but it's not like that anymore.
Party was lit. So then you guys put out Body. How far into it?
A year.
Like a year?
Yeah, it took a long time, and it was like one of those things where it's like if you look at a chart, it went like this, like
Just
that,
exponential.
like, just like yeah.
Was
And
it? Yeah.
The snow story that Jacob was talking
Yeah.
about, that was like we got a favor to play in Boston. Basically, like it was like we didn't like think we were like super worthy of like big shows or whatever, and then we got this show, and it was like a fucking blizzard, like literally like -30, like really shitty weather, and I was like, oh fuck, well we're screwed, like nobody's gonna want to come to this, like we're so screwed, nobody's gonna book us again. And then we played the show. It was actually like pretty busy. Like it was like not sold out, but it was like really busy, like 80%. And then we played Body, and everybody knew the words to it. And that was the first time I heard like people like singing it. And I was like, how the hell do they know this? I was like, why do they know this? And then it's just like, I was like, this feels like kind of different right now. I was like, there's something about this that's going on. Like, I don't know what it is, but it's kind of crazy.
That's so nuts.
Wait, so you're in this club after that moment. Is it exponential where you're just getting booked all the time?
No, it was just a sign that this is working.
Okay.
Like something was happening, and then
Okay.
like shit started hitting the fan. Like 2018, 2019, it was like, we're going from Vegas to Europe to a festival to this to that to like
Yeah,
Right.
got to paint a picture for you. So it's the weekend after New Year's. If you're a club owner, you kind of punt on that weekend because you're like, everyone's broke and hungover
Right.
and not going out.
Yeah.
Right?
He's going out.
On top of that, you have a snowstorm in Boston that the military has to come in and help out with because it's so bad.
Oh my God.
So they're expecting this to be the worst night of the year. Clubs slammed, everyone's singing along to Body. It was like, okay, we have something here.
Was it
That's sick.
like, okay, so when this is all going down, right? You guys are starting to go on, like, is it just exponential though after after the 4 months after you guys are doing it, you're going to just a ton of different shows now? Like, what was that like on your bodies and just like mentally having to just ramp up into this, right? So like
it's like a
you're
snowball.
You're playing one-off shows and they're like, hey, you guys are going 16 shows in the next 2 weeks. You're like, wait, what? Like,
Yeah, I still don't get used to it, but it's
Really?
like it's like a snowball rolling down the hill. Like all of a sudden, it's like kind of small, and then it starts getting like crazy.
Yeah.
and like we had done that, and we were like going, like I was saying, like Vegas to like Argentina to like here to Europe